Hi everyone, my name is Alyssa and I am hopping on here because I am looking for some assistance, some advice, some tips, maybe guidance on a case that my mom has that's pretty old but still relevant today. She wrote lyrics to a song back in late 1987 and she ended up sending those lyrics to a man in Jacksonville, Florida, who was the sole owner and operator of a music publishing kind of company, I guess you could say. The name of the company was Starlight Productions, and she sent those lyrics to him. He responded and said that the lyrics were wonderful. He sent her a letter with the song title in it, and he sent her a copyright form, and she filled that form out, and it was dated 1987 with her song title, and she signed that form and returned it to him because he was going to for $90 he was going to copyright the music, the song, and he was going to send out 10 demo tapes to different people in the music industry. And he gave her a big list of those companies that he would be sending that music to, or her song to. He sent her a recording contract that he signed, she signed, and it was dated January 1988. Fast forward a year and a half, and the song is on the radio. She believes it is her song. She calls the man. He says, "That's not your song." And she says, "What do you mean that's not my song? I kept everything you ever sent me." And he kind of was frustrated. He's like, "What do you mean you kept everything?" And she said, I kept everything. I made copies of everything you ever sent me." So anyhow, she ends up getting an attorney, and a lawsuit is started in the early 1990s. And this man is depositioned, and for some reason he did answers to the deposition and responded to it, and the order was closed. Everything was closed. The attorneys that she was using were out of Michigan, and she got information from them that they were dismissing her case. They were closing it. They hit a brick wall, and there was nothing that further they could do at the time. She responded to them and, tried to call and get more information as to what happened, why the case was closed, what the brick wall was. And they just said, they basically told her not to call back. And if she called back, they would file charges against her. So we're not really sure what that meant or why they would respond to her in that way. Anyhow, so over the years, she still continued to look for attorneys. She still continued to fight this. She actually was on the news at one point in the early 90s regarding her story. And I'm not going to say the name of the song at this time or the person who infringed upon the song that my mom wrote. But anyhow, new evidence has surfaced at this time within the last few weeks. And there was a lawsuit against this person who claims to have written the song that my mom wrote lyrics to prior to this person's copyright of the song. So that new evidence has encouraged us to keep fighting, to keep investigating, and to keep looking for some kind of resolution to this issue. We know that there is a statute of limitations with 3 years of discovery, which my mom did comply with. She responded within that time frame and got attorneys and started her case, and it was closed without prejudice, meaning it could be reopened. The song is still relevant. The song is still playing on the radio. The song is still all over. I mean, it's a very popular, well-known song. So, I've talked to some attorneys that say, you've passed the statute of limitations, why didn't she do things earlier? Well, she did do things earlier. And then she, lived in some fear of what attorneys might do going forward, considering what happened with the people in Michigan. They told her, don't ever call back or they would file charges against her, which is really outrageous. But anyhow, this is new evidence that we found within the last few weeks that actually provides access that this person who came out with those lyrics, that song, it's the access that we have been searching for, how she got a hold of it, how this person could have gotten a hold of my mom's work. So we have new evidence, and we're just looking for somebody that is as passionate about this as we are and wants to help us. I'm not sure where to go, what to do. I've called many attorneys, and I'm getting, some say they will, some say that it wouldn't stand up in court at this time, and some say that it would. The issue is my mom is on a fixed income, and it's just really hard for her to fight this at this time. But we do believe that this case is solid, and we have tons of documents, tons of documentation that predate my mom's work. We're just looking for any tips, any guidance, anything that anybody has to offer surrounding this type of issue. So my direct messages are open. If anybody has any info or wants to respond, that'd be awesome. And I look forward to hearing from anybody. Thanks.